Okay, so I'm recording. So today's meditation will also involve the new moon, as it is new moon now, a few hours ago, new moon energies. So setting an intention for yourself. Why you've decided on this day to take this time to tune into this. And also connecting to what connection you have to Cancer, perhaps in your chart, or your partner, your mother, your son. The sign of Cancer, the zodiac. If any. And I'm going to name some energies that are associated with Cancer and just see what response there is inside. Home. Family. Safety. Nourishment. And the archetype of the Great Mother, the Mother. So connecting to what stood out most, or if many things did, then choose one for now, just as a portal, as a opening the door, and then whatever you meet on the other side of the door, if it's all of that, that's totally fine. And connecting to the emotional body. The unintegrated, defensive, fear-based personality is emotionally isolated, especially when influenced by this sign, unconsciously. Emotionally isolated. It becomes ultra protective, volatile, unstable, very sensitive to any judgment, criticism, any comment that might be taken as a judgment. And it gets lost in the emotional waters. So connecting to what truth is there for you in that, if any. knowing that there is a journey, there's gift here. So maybe that emotional sensitivity and isolation has had to do with the theme of home, maybe the theme of family, maybe the theme of safety, maybe the theme of nourishment or mother. Seeing where the open door is for you. This is the personality ring. Seeing clearly what your journey has been around at least one of these themes, if not more. And connecting now to your higher self or your soul, yourself as a soul or your soul ray, however, to the love that you are, however you can connect to the middle ring. And from that perspective, looking at that personality ring, what are the key lessons or lesson that I was meant to learn? I am meant to learn in this life around this theme. The soul gifts of Cancer. And maybe it has felt as traumas or wounds or a really shitty situation. But in truth, it's been a lesson waiting to be harvested, to be claimed. And saying it out loud, maybe there's more than one, there's not 10. Key life lessons, soul level lessons. Saying it out loud and notice how your body reacts. Loud enough to hear yourself and noticing how your body responds. And looking back in your life at this theme or these themes, how whatever has been journeyed, whatever has been presented, has been so that you could get to this, so you could get to this lesson. And maybe it's not like turning on and off a light switch that all of a sudden, presto, everything's going to be different. But it is that bringing consciousness to it, bringing our awareness to it, and seeing it from the soul level does make a difference. You cannot unsee what you've seen. So taking just another minute to integrate that, we'll keep going, but just to really let that anchor in. Oh, this is a key life lesson for me. Okay, and now from this place, the soul ring of your being, connecting to yourself as the lighted house. The mantra is, I build a lighted house and there I dwell, there I live. Connecting to that soul shine. And you can even visualize a lighthouse in the middle of a sea, or whatever light, the sun. And letting that part of you that burns, that beats, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you're trying or not, it can't be silenced, it can't be put out. That soul fire, that soul beat. What is the light? Not a light as in a etheric way, but light as in the lighthouse. What is the light that this soul is shining? And maybe it's not so bright right now. It hasn't been. Maybe it is blinding, or it comes and goes. That's okay. Again, it cannot be extinguished. It cannot not be. So just recognize, what is that light? What is the quality, or what is the purpose? What's the energy of that soul light? Name it loud enough to hear yourself and feel, visualize that light is emanating out like that lighthouse in the middle of the sea that just keeps turning and turning and turning. Whether there's a ship there or not, whether it's light, whether it's day or night, it doesn't matter. Become the lighted house. Naming that energy and allowing it to flow out, allowing it to shine out as much as is possible, as is okay for you, giving your consent, giving your permission. You are the lighted house. We are all the lighted house. And am I willing to be that lighted house in the middle of the sea so that others can find their way? It's not an expectation. It's not a burden. The sun doesn't consider shining a burden. I assure you, you as a soul will not consider shining as a burden. Am I willing? Do I give my consent consciously, actively, knowing that there are many still in the dark that need to see this light, need to feel this light? This is the nourishment. Nourish the forms is the other part of the mantra. This is part of that nourishment. And imagine if the other lighted houses were not there, that have been on your path, that have shined the way for you, that have nourished, that you drank from, received from, if they had not been there, how much darkness would there still be? Darkness is in the veils of illusion, not the void. Everybody has a piece to play, everybody. When there's one lighted house missing, it is missing. Last 2 minutes to integrate this stage, and we will keep going. Recognizing this is the safety that you've been looking for, that everybody's been looking for. That's why there's so much insecurity. It's the absence of soul, presence here embodied. And through this lighted house stance, also recognizing the others in terms of family. Maybe there's been issues with birth family, and there are soul lessons to learn there, blood family. And what about ashramic family, soul family, family at the soul level that is brought together because there's a resonance, maybe a ray resonance, an energy resonance, or maybe it's a particular land, temple, project that is pulling you together, a cause that is calling these souls together, even though they're not in the same ray, wouldn't choose to be together if they met in some social, some dinner. Recognize soul family, or recognize the absence of, and also recognize the longing for that. Not to replace birth family or blood family and the lessons that come through that. It's just a different layer, a different level, a different ring for the theme of family, Cancer, soul family. And when you evoke soul family, how does your body respond? Again, everything's grounded in the body with Cancer, especially. How does your body respond to that? Maybe there's like, oh, what am I supposed to do with these people? And maybe there's like, yes. And it's okay. There's no judgment. Just notice, how does your body respond? Does it feel safe? Does it feel nourished? Does it feel at home? Now we're going to slowly move into the third ring, and in particular, the center, monad spirit, and in particular, this transmission of home, the life force that comes through the earth, that lets you know you are safe, you are held, you are home. The family, because there is only one of us here. In the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom. The same life force that moves through all that is alive, all that has form on this planet. Connecting to that level of these themes. Knowing you carry the seed of that in this form. All forms includes this form. And now coming back out, bringing the three together, recognizing myself as the lighted house, as a soul, recognizing the earth as a lighted house for our solar system. And recognizing the temples that require the union, the equilateral and simultaneous activation of the triangle, of the three rings of body and integrated personality, of soul and of spirit. The earth becomes the lighted house for our solar system, the kundalini of our solar system. We finally become solarized, sacred planet. And we can see that tangibly here on Earth, on the planet, through the temples. The temple that we each are, the temples that are emerging, the temples that have already blossomed, landed. Nourishment, home, family, safety. The Great Mother. It requires our personality, the emotional waters to be clean. It requires the beaming light of the lighthouse to shine day and night. It requires for us to recognize and feel, receive, merge with the life force that comes through the earth, recognizing ourselves as part of it, a cell. And the temples are proof of that's happening already. This is what it looks like in the baby steps. So that's cause for celebration. Yay. The last thing I want to say is that, esoterically we're told in the year 2222, I believe, so in about 200 years, which is not even a blink of an eye in terms of humanity's journey, we will shift from Gemini to Cancer finally after, I think, 25,000 years, something like that. So this is our transition. Transitions in those bigger schemes of time take hundreds, maybe thousands of years. But we can recognize that. We can recognize our part. And maybe later this will seem like, But in terms of the world we live in right now, this is huge. That's what matters. So we're planting those seeds that the temples will rest on, that the future humanity will unfold through because of what we hold now. And Cancer is huge in that. Huge. So it's my ascendant, and I'm extremely emotional today. The emotional waters are flowing through my eyes. It's a big energy, this general package is a big one for me in this life. So it's been an honor to guide.